cool. So the first 5 minutes is going to be me staring at my phone. How about that? Okay, so I haven't been feeling good. I haven't filmed a video for like, I think a week or maybe a little bit over a week. And I just had like so many ideas and so many things going through my head of what I want to talk about. And I've been dumb and not writing anything down. So I kind of feel like I'm going to forget things. I'll write some things down today. So I feel a little bit overwhelmed today. Like, what do I talk about? What do I want this video to be about? I mean, I don't really care too much about having like a specific topic for each video. I'm just kind of talking and whatever comes up, comes up. But at the same time, it's kind of easier to just kind of have each video kind of be their own thing and about kind of more one thing. And if I try to cover too many things in one video, it's going to be like an hour-long video, and I already talk way too much as it is in these videos. So I'm trying to keep them, you know, kind of to where they have their own topics and subjects and yeah. So like I said, stop it. Like I said, I've been sick, so my voice isn't totally 100% today, so it's gonna sound a little bit raspy, but nothing I can do. I feel really good today. I was able to make it to my gym and get a workout in, so I feel energized and good and just excited, and I wanted to record something today. So I think I decided I'm gonna talk a little bit about Clomid. And if you don't know what Clomid is, there's some misconceptions about it actually, because I was under the understanding that Clomid was only to make you ovulate if you don't ovulate on your own. And that's actually not true. It can be used for a few different things. You can look online and Google it if you want more information about exactly what Clomid is. I mean, I guess I could just not be lazy and do it for you. I just don't like to put like too much information in my videos. I mean, it is for myself, but like if anybody watches, you know, and like I give misinformation or something, like I obviously don't go by what I'm saying because I don't know what the hell I'm saying most of the time. Anyway, Clomid is a medication that you take. It can help you with different things. It can help you with ovulation and some other things. I can't find all the information just looking online just now, and I don't want to waste any more time looking. So if you want to get more information about Clomid, ask your doctor or look online. Probably do both. So I had heard about Clomid a long time ago, but never really researched it. And then more recently, one of the girls that goes to my gym, we were talking last year a little bit about some infertility stuff that was going on with her and things that she had experienced before she had her daughter. And so I told her a little bit about what was going on with me. And she told me, hey, my doctor put me on Clomid and I got pregnant the first month on it, like right away. And I was like, really? I thought that it was for, you know, only if you didn't ovulate. And she's like, no, I ovulated on my own, but for whatever reason, it just, like, it wasn't enough on her own for her to get pregnant. She needed, like, more stimulation, I think, like, to create more follicles, I think, if I remember right. And anyway, so I was like, okay, I'm going to ask my doctor about that, because maybe that's an option for me, because I had been taking, you know, at-home ovulation tests for a really long time, and I got positive readings most of the time. I know that there was some times that I didn't, but I definitely got positive readings more often than I didn't. So I never really thought that ovulation was an issue for me. Well, actually, at one point I did. Before I started taking the at-home ovulation test, I was thinking, like, maybe I'm just not ovulating. That's probably why I'm not getting pregnant. No. That's not what happened. Or, that wasn't why. Some sparkle. So since she told me about her experience with Clomid and that it got her pregnant right away, I decided to research it a little bit more and ask my doctor about it. And my doctor had told me, since I was getting positive ovulation readings at home, that it probably wouldn't benefit me to take Clomid since I'm ovulating. That was last year. So I never like pushed it or talked about it anymore with my doctor until my friend at the gym told me about her experience. Then I talked with her a little bit more about it. I did my first round of Clomid. Was it last month? I think it was last month. It was either last month. It was about a month ago. Either last month or my cycle before that. I can't quite remember. I would have to look. And again, I'm lazy and don't like to look on my phone at things. I just like to make it up and remember the best that I can, which is not right half the time. Yeah, so I just recently did Clomid. Either it wasn't my last cycle, it was the cycle before that. And it didn't work. Hello, hi, yeah, not pregnant. Story of my life, I could say that like always. Hello, hi, yes, not pregnant. Nice to meet you, not pregnant. Hi, I'm Jolene, not pregnant. Maybe one day it'll be the other way around, hopefully. Yeah, so she put me on Clomid to see, I mean, she said she was a little bit, like, she wasn't concerned about it, but she just said, you know, Clomid does, it can, like, cause you to, like, what is the word I'm looking for? Oh, Clomid can overstimulate and cause cysts and like too many follicles, and so you have to be careful with stuff like that. So she told me about that before I started it, and I was just thinking like, well, let's, like, if she thinks I could do it, because she told me she's like, it won't necessarily, like, if you're ovulating, it's not necessarily gonna help you, but it couldn't hurt, and as long as like I was okay to take it, that I could. So she wrote me a prescription for it. This is like, I'm not talking very good today. Maybe I just have like that little bit of a fog because I'm still like got the sickness in my head, so I'm a little foggy. Yeah, did my first round of Clomid, not last cycle, but the one before that. And you can have a bunch of different side effects with it, which I was worried about, but I was just like, if this is all I have to put up with and it'll get me pregnant, then why not? I mean, it got my friend pregnant right away, and it got her pregnant right away her second try as well. So I was thinking, yes, this is going to work. Everything I try, I'm thinking, yes, this is going to work. This is what I need. And then it never works. The only side effects really that I had with Clomid was, I haven't even started getting into or really talking about my autoimmune disease and stuff that I have going on there. But I have psoriasis, and it's just on my head. I have eczema on the rest of my body. Not severe or anything. But I do have psoriasis on my head, mostly just at the base of my like skull right back here. But I kind of get it all over. So I have psoriasis. And I did notice that got a little bit worse when I was on Clomid, and my hair started falling out more, which, I mean, my hair falls out, like, I'm always mindful of it and know how much hair I lose because I have such thin hair, as you can tell. Like, this is my braid. This is my whole braid. That's all of my hair. I have super thin hair. So, I definitely noticed that it was falling out more because I'm always noticing how much, like, I notice how much I normally lose, do you know what I mean? And so I definitely saw more hair falling out. My psoriasis got worse, but I didn't really have any of the other side effects you can have with it. I did have some like sharp stomach pains, like in my left side, for a few days off and on. Like it would just be like a little zap, and then it would like go away, and then maybe it would like zap me again, and then it would go away. And I knew it wasn't, it shouldn't have been ovulation that I was feeling because it wasn't really at the right time for that. So I remember there was one day downstairs in my kitchen, I was standing there talking to Josh, and like we were just looking at each other talking, and I had to like go, ow, because it hurt that bad. a few times, and it was for like 3 days. It lasted off and on. So I went to my doctor and told her about that, and so she did an exam on me and like was pushing around and stuff to make sure I didn't have any like tenderness or pain, and I didn't. I had some of those sharp pains when I was there at the doctor's office in the waiting room, and then once I got into the room and talked to her a little bit, and then they stopped after that. So after she was doing the exam, she said, you know, I'd like to make sure that Clomid didn't overstimulate you and cause any cysts or anything like that. So you could go and get an ultrasound to check, but since she did the exam and and I didn't have any pain or anything when she was pushing around or any pressure or tenderness, she's like, you don't have to, since you don't have any tenderness. It's kind of up to you. You can if you want. And it was one of those things, and it just is one of those things in general for my life right now, where decision making for me is really difficult, and it has to do with just everything that's going on. I think anyone that's going through like a lot of stress in their life, it's pretty common to have that lead you to have a hard time making decisions. It's just hard making decisions. Like I can't decide. I can't decide things, little things, big things. I don't know what I want. Like I just want you to tell me what to do, tell me what's right, just make the decision for me, you know? Like it's so hard for me to decide anything. And I was just tired that day, and like I was just annoyed, and so I just told her, I was like, I just need you to just can you just decide for me, because I just can't make the decision. Just what do you think I should do? And I was kind of getting annoyed with her because she just kept saying, well, we could go either way, really. You could and you could not do it. You could, whatever you want. So we just sat there for a little bit, and I'm like, I don't know, you know. And she's like, well, do you want to just do it in case? And I'm like, yes, done. Let's do it. Just send me over a referral and I'll do it. So she sent me over a referral for the hospital. Let me check my timer really quick. 4 minutes, okay. So I had to go and get an ultrasound at the hospital. It's an internal ultrasound and an external one. Just so an internal one, and then one like you would have on your belly, as like if you were pregnant, an ultrasound like that. So to prepare for that, by the way, if you've never done one, you have to drink, the morning of, you have to drink like 32 ounces of water before you go, because you have to have like a super full bladder for the external ultrasound, and then you go to the bathroom, and then she does the internal one. But oh my gosh, that is so hard to drink that much water. Like, it's hard to drink that much water in a day, and I had to drink that much water at like 6 a.m. because my appointment was really early. I think it was at 7 a.m. or 7:15 or something like that. And so I had to go to the bathroom. I had to pee so bad, and you can't go. And so she was like, you know, she was really nice, the ultrasound tech. She's like, I don't know, I'm trying to hurry and not push too hard, you know, because I know you gotta go to the bathroom. I remember her going, wow, your bladder's really full. I'm like, well, they told me to drink 32 ounces, and I drank 32 ounces. So, yeah, so she did the ultrasound, and then she told me it would be like, I think within a week I would get the results back. And so I came home, I did some work, and then my doctor called me and gave me the results. And I was like, holy cow, I mean, I just left there this morning. That was really quick. Now I know why they called me really quick. So what she found doing the ultrasound is that I had what's called a complex cyst. And she wanted me to come down right away that day if I could, and I was able to get a blood test. Let me look this up and see what this blood test is called. I can't remember. Alright, so complex cyst, it's different from a regular cyst that you would have caused by your menstrual cycle. It's different than that. So she had me come in and do what they call a CA-125, I think. It's a blood test to check for cancer. So complex cysts can be cancerous, but usually they're not if you are like not of age to be going through menopause. Like usually it's like a little bit older women that it can be cancerous in. They're usually benign if you're younger. So I went in that day, had the blood test. That day I was like, or that day and the next day I was like freaking out, of course, thinking like, great, watch, of course, like I'm gonna have some kind of cancer, ovarian cancer or something, and that's why I haven't been able to get pregnant all this time, and that's why I have like all these other issues, and that's why I have stomach pain all the time. And yeah, so I was just stressed out for for those couple of days. I remember being at the gym and like everybody could just tell that I was stressed out and like not my usual self. And so anyway, she got back to me super quick. Like it was either that, I think it was that evening. I think I had a session that evening, so I was gone, and she left me a voicemail just saying, I just wanted to let you know the test came back, everything looks great. I didn't want you to worry over the weekend, so have a good night. And I was just like so relieved. And I was so, like, she's so sweet that she called me and left me a message, because it was a Friday that I went and did the blood test, and so I would have been stressing out that whole weekend if she wouldn't have called and let me know, so I'm glad that she did that. So that came back fine, but since I had the complex cyst, my doctor required me to go and get another ultrasound, the same thing like I did before at the hospital, exactly 8 weeks after the other one. So I have to go back and do that actually tomorrow. My appointment is tomorrow morning. They're going to do another internal and external ultrasound, and then I'll have to wait and get results from that. And I guess just kind of go from there, because if it's still there, I don't really know what the next steps will be. If it's not there, great. And then I don't know what the next steps will be after that either. I don't know if my doctor will want to put me on Clomid again. I don't know if Clomid caused the cyst. Like my gut feeling is that it didn't, since way back when I very first went to the fertility doctor, she had said that she saw something on my right side, endometriosis, and she explained it as like it looked like a glass ball or something. So in my gut, I kind of feel like something is there, something is in there that shouldn't be, and it has been for a while probably. And it could be endometriosis. And so after I get my results from my ultrasound appointment tomorrow, I will kind of know more of what's going on and more of like what my next steps are, if I'm gonna have to have the lap surgery, if my doctor wants to put me back on Clomid, if I'm gonna have to do another sort of fertility treatment. I mean, like in my head, I'm just thinking I'm probably gonna do the lap surgery, the laparoscopic surgery, just to be sure that there's no endometriosis there. And I might even have to do that anyway because of the cyst, if it's still there. But yeah, I think I've made up my mind that I want to do the surgery, even if my doctor doesn't tell me I have to, just because that way I'll know for sure. Like they can go in and look and, you know, see for sure if anything's there, clear out anything that's there if there is something, and then we can just go from there, you know. So I think I've made up my mind that no matter what my doctor says, I want to elect to have that. And I know usually your doctor won't do the lap surgery unless you have tried to get pregnant for at least a year. They usually will tell you no, because see, so usually you do the lap surgery if you think that you have endometriosis, or if your doctor thinks that you have endometriosis. But your doctor will tell you, you know, we don't do it on anyone unless you've tried to conceive naturally for at least a year, and then we might suggest the lap laparoscopic surgery. And the reason being is because like a lot of the symptoms for endometriosis can be symptoms like for your menstrual cycle, like really bad cramps and really bad bloating and back pain and stuff like that. And your doctor will say like, you know, you could have a room full of women and, you know, 8 out of 10 of them are going to say, yeah, I have like super bad cramps. But do they really? So they, like, the doctors are judging like your period symptoms, basing like endometriosis around that, and that is like not right. Because first of all, everybody has like different pain experiences and like thresholds. Like I could have the same cramps as someone else and someone else could think they're extremely painful and I don't. You know what I mean? So I don't know why they base it off of that. And not only that, you can have endometriosis and not have any symptoms at all. So I think it's great to be proactive and like a self-advocate, and if you feel in your gut that something isn't right, to say, hey, I want to have this surgery, I don't want to wait a year to try and get pregnant, I want to have it, tell your doctor and tell them that you want to. So that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing, although I don't have to. I've been trying to get pregnant for way longer than a year, so I'm sure that she'll agree and just be like, fine, you want to do it, let's do it. Yeah, so that's kind of my experience with Clomid. Tomorrow I'll find out some stuff, like I said, and just kind of go from there. I don't know if I'll be doing it again or not. And even if my doctor suggests it or wants to talk to me about it, I don't even know that I will want to do it again. Yeah, I'm just not sure. So that's all for today's video. Yes, I made it through with no crying. I've cried in like all of my videos, and my last video was like super tear fest, and I did not want to cry today. I was in a good mood, feeling good, and I just wanted to like have a happy little video all about Clomid. Like, that's so happy. No, I don't. I have a few other videos in mind that I'm going to be doing. I'll probably do at least one more this week because I'll have the time to, and I have a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, like I said. So that was it. So video 7, I think. Is it 7? Yeah, video 7 done. Yay! Why do I do that every time? Every flippin' time. These pants. Ow. Ha! Every time. Every time. How come every time I say for real, I think of for real friends? For real friends. I'm not putting that in the video.